Why do game companies tend to prefer consoles over PC? Have you ever wondered why game companies seem to have a crush on consoles while giving PCs the cold shoulder? Well, you're in luck, because today we're diving headfirst to uncover the mysteries behind this love affair. From the convenience of development kits to the seductive allure of predictable sales to trapping consumers into an inescapable hell of ecosystems. We're going to dissect why game companies just can't seem to resist the allure of these plastic boxes. So grab a coffee, buckle up, and let's embark on this epic quest to unveil the secrets of why consoles are the teacher's pet of the gaming industry. Consistency and ease of use. Some could argue that consoles are the best thing that ever happened to game developers. They don't have to worry about the ever-changing mess of PC parts, they just have to make their games work on one solid piece of hardware. And boy, when they work, do they work. Consoles offer the opportunity to deliver smooth and flawless gaming to millions of users, no matter what kind of TV they have. Consoles are more than machines, they're ecosystems. They got everything a gamer needs: software, hardware, services, live services, and they're all in sync, unlike PCs, where you have to deal with compatibility issues, driver updates, you name it. Consoles are a cozy home for gamers, while PCs, well, they could be like a wild jungle. Consoles are consistent and reliable. They got fixed set of specs that developers can use to optimize their games. I mean, in the executives' minds, they don't have to waste time, money, resources, whatever, on testing different PC configurations. They just have to focus on making their games awesome. This leads to a faster and smoother development process and a more enjoyable gaming experience for users. For smaller or less experienced development teams, consoles can be an attractive option due to the ease of getting started with development and the support provided by console manufacturers. PC development is like trying to build a spaceship in your backyard. It's doable, but you might end up with a lawnmower that shoots sparks. Consoles, on the other hand, they're like IKEA furniture. Simple instructions, a couple of screws, and voila, you got a game. Consoles are also super easy to use for the average consumer. They're plug and play, while PCs, they're plug and pray. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to use a console. You just need to press a button and enjoy. PCs, on the other hand, historically, they've been a bit more expensive and might require additional setup or knowledge. You might have to install drivers, update software, troubleshoot problems. Nobody's got time to deal with little Jimmy's temper tantrum because the family computer can't run the newest Call of Duty game. Consoles are generally bought for kids and therefore a lot easier to market to the parents who are ultimately purchasing the device. Market size and revenue. Games are often developed for the platform with the largest market share, and currently, game consoles absolutely dominate in that respect, in theory making it easier for developers to optimize and ensure that these games perform well. I say in theory because although that does make sense, it isn't true. As we've seen in more recent times, console exclusives releasing in the state of a botched surgery. The console market's robust and generates significant revenue. For instance, the console market alone is projected to generate $118 billion in 2024, compared to $80 billion for the PC market. While the PC market share has increased 14% year over year, it still trails the console market and is absolutely shat on by the mobile market, who's currently projected to be fucking $222 billion in 2024. A significant portion of console revenues comes from software sales, including video game titles, subscriptions, and in-app payments. The trend of these digital game sales is only expected to rise. I mean, let's face it, for the average consumer building a PC for the first time, it could be like your first visit to New York City. You don't really know where to go, it's scary, a little intimidating, and you might get pissed on. But why risk that when you have the safety of your box? Just look at the Xbox, owned by Microsoft, the king of the PC. Creators of the freaking Windows operating system, and their focus isn't even on expanding their PC library or offering any additional hardware in that regard. Instead, they recently announced they'll be bringing some of their console exclusives into the fold of other ecosystems, especially PS5, which is currently outselling both the Series X and S. And then you got the Switch, which is on its way to becoming the best-selling console of all time. All of this shows executives that the heart of the console market is alive and well and ready to pump a flow of dollars straight into their fat pockets. Control. Companies also love control. Console manufacturers often have more control over their ecosystems, including the digital storefronts where games are sold. This can provide publishers with more predictable sales models and revenue streams, which in turn get their shareholders harder than Willy Wonka and a golden goose. Consoles often have exclusive titles that are not available on other platforms. These exclusive games can drive console sales and, by extension, the sales of games on those consoles. Speaking of that sweet green, some publishers might also be incentivized to release games exclusively on consoles due to financial agreements with console manufacturers. These deals can involve financial incentives, marketing support, or other benefits in exchange for releasing a game exclusively on a specific console, as these titles can drive console sales and, by extension, the sales of games on those consoles. Developers might also find these deals financially appealing and strategically beneficial, leading them to prioritize console development over their PC counterparts. Beyond the gaming realm, console partnerships wield significant influence, it's not uncommon for behind-the-scenes negotiations to determine platform exclusivity, resembling strategic maneuvers reminiscent of international diplomacy. The stakes are high, and the spoils often manifest in the form of exclusive titles that become pivotal in the ongoing console wars. I mean, think about Grand Theft Auto 3 on PS2 or Halo 2 on Xbox. These games had a butterfly effect on their respective companies. I mean, think about it. What would the gaming landscape look like if Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City, for that extension, were Xbox exclusives? Or what if Sony purchased Bungie back in the late 90s instead of Microsoft? Game companies also have piracy concerns. Pirates might have cool hats, but they're not welcome in the seas of gaming. Piracy is often more prevalent on PC than consoles, which can lead some publishers to favor consoles. This was really front and center during the 6th generation. Ever wonder why the GameCube had those little discs? That was to deter people from ripping the code directly to their PCs and burning bootleg copies for free, which was a prevalent practice in the late 90s, early 2000s, especially on PlayStation consoles. Some of those scratching their heads, yes. Back then, you were able to create your own CDs and DVDs from files right on your computer, and those consoles didn't even have security measures in place, meaning that you theoretically get all of your games for free. Consoles typically have robust anti-piracy measures in place nowadays, making it a lot more challenging for unauthorized copies of games to circulate. Developers concerned about potential revenue loss due to piracy might be drawn to consoles for their enhanced security features. This could be particularly important for larger game studios that invest heavily in development and research and want to protect their intellectual property. So in conclusion, while there's a plethora of reasons for why game companies prefer consoles over PC, these are just 3 of the main ones that I've wanted to share that I've noticed just observing the industry over the past few decades. What do you all think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, stay neat.